Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 1, 2, 3, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I have the computer here? No light?
For the projection, they have not. For projection, no, because of that, they have not put light.
Oh. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gyantimirandasya Gananjana Shlakayat Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachadini Nivise Sunyavadi Paschatyara Satadini, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasudeva. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. How do you get this? This thing is always coming down. Big strong Vara. Where are the
It's USB drive.
where's my mouse? Huh? See the light is burning? Try this.
Cursor is not coming out.
Hmm?
Cursor is not coming out.
Why not?
If you're doing different mouse, you have my mouse.
Yeah?
I'll do till then you can just use this one.
Yes, yes, yes. Get that
This
mouse.
is your phone.
I cannot see anything. This is actually in front of the temple. We have this island in the middle of a lake. And when we, after the feast, we call the deer from the forest, they're wild. But they love, but they love prasadam. They love prasadam. So as soon as I scream prasadam, they all come out of the forest. And peacock also is coming, you see. And these are the young ones, you know. They're young. And in summer, in autumn, when they have children, not autumn, in spring, when they have children, many come, they swim on the island. In spring, many of them come. In autumn, they get pregnant. In autumn, they get pregnant. And in autumn, they get pregnant. See, this is the top man here, the black one, you see? And in autumn, he has long horns like this. And then when he drops his horns in winter, he drops his horns. He has his horns only during the breeding season, mating season. To Because he chases all the competitors away. He chases all the competitors away. The other boys.
क्योंकि उनको युद्ध करना पड़ता है दूसरों के साथ.
And so at that time, the women are very respectful to him.
और तब उसकी आवश्यकता रहती है.
Because he just warns them if they
तब
don't,
उसको झगड़ा करने के लिए युद्ध करने के लिए सिंह की आवश्यकता रहती है.
if they don't obey him. If they don't obey him. If they're not obedient,
हाँ, तब वो नॉन ओबीडिएंट हो जाते हैं.
he goes, look, and so they're afraid of him.
तो उसको तब डरा देते हैं उसको.
But when he loses his horn, they lose all respect.
और जब वो अपने सिंह को इस्तेमाल करता है तो सब उसको सम्मान करते हैं.
It must be difficult for him. You see, here he is just one of the people. You see
तो
that?
इसमें से एक हिरण है जिसका सिंह देखेंगे वो उग्र है.
See, now, let me see. There must be another film since we're looking at films. Okay, here. Let me show you.
ये दूसरा फिल्म है.
No sound? No sound?
साउंड नहीं.
This from here.
That sound?
This one.
That one?
Increasing. On this right. It's a full one.
It's 100.
The system should automatically give sound. यहाँ से.
How come we have no sound?
I have seen this.
And? Then?
अरे वो नहीं. क्यों नहीं आ रहा sound? Sound तो इसमें आता है ना. इसका ड्राइवर उड़ा दिया लगता है साउंड को. समझ गया ड्राइवर उड़ गया इसका.
No sound?
आवाज उड़ी है. अरे इसके साउंड उड़ा दिया साउंड. टेस्ट नहीं किया उसने. नहीं आएगा. There's an option. No, it's not going to come. Tension not. I think there is no sound.
No sound?
I think so.
You should have checked it out before, you boys, you know.
No, because yesterday these guys were checking.
Sound drivers are not in the laptop.
Huh?
Sound drivers are not there. Installed.
You should have done this before.
Not aware.
What do we do?
Checking the audio file is playing or not.
Ah. And?
I'm checking if other files are playing, then this should also come.
Hare Krishna.
It's not coming. There is no
Not
sound.
coming?
There is no sound. It is extremely sorry. You should have. There is no sound.
Okay, let's
You
forget
cannot
it.
change. Yes, it's better. It's no, it's long back.
It is
There's no
sound.
sound. There's no sound. Sorry.
No sound?
There's no sound.
It's a pity. Anyway, let's forget about this. And I wanted to go into this file here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhu, this I cannot play even a photo. Even a photo doesn't play.
Please select one. Please select this one.
This one?
Yeah. Let's move on.
So, how do I get back? How do I get back to the original photo?
Here it is. This one.
Yeah. Now should work?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
But why this photo?
You want to change
Okay.
photos also, no?
Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. So this is my old photo. This is the first photo I made when Srila Prabhupada came to Amsterdam.
पहली बार जब प्रभुपाद जी मैंने पहला फोटो बनाया था जब प्रभुपाद जी एम्स्टर्डम आए थे।
It is the first time that I saw Prabhupada personally.
मैं प्रभुपाद जी को पहली बार
I was telling you that I
साक्षात देखा।
ran upstairs to the immigration.
मैं ऊपर गया इमिग्रेशन में,
I went upstairs.
मैं ऊपर गया
I knew because I came the day before through that immigration.
तो मुझे मैं पहले वहां से आ रहा था मुझे इमिग्रेशन पता था कहाँ है।
Devotees did not know.
वक्त तो सब नीचे थे
They stayed down there at the luggage tapes
तो जहाँ पे लगे भ्रमण करता रहता है वहाँ पे थे सब।
to collect the luggage. And I went upstairs, and as soon as Prabhupada saw me, there was nobody there, nobody behind me. This is my exclusive moment with Srila Prabhupada, my Prabhupada moment.
तो मेरा प्रभुपाद जी के साथ ही पहला साक्षात्कार था। मैंने प्रभुपाद जी का डायरेक्ट फोटो लिया तो यही तो पहली बार है।
And I lifted up the camera, and he lifted up his head, and I made the photo at that very moment. Click.
और उन्होंने ऊपर देखा और मैंने तभी क्लिक किया।
This is a very special moment. Unfortunately, I lost the original.
तो असल में मैंने ओरिजिनल को कर दिया है।
This is actually a Xerox print of the original.
ये जेरॉक्स प्रिंट है ओरिजिनल का।
Xerox copy, and a copy of a copy. Unfortunately, I lost the original.
असल में मैंने ओरिजिनल को खो दिया।
But that was Srila Prabhupada's, my first experience with Srila Prabhupada.
वो सिर्फ प्रभुपाद के साथ मेरा पहला साक्षात्कार।
And when Prabhupada came to Germany, I had to do the translation work.
और मेरे को ट्रांसलेशन का सेवा मिला।
And here, you see Prabhupada on the left side, and on the right side is his famous Zen Buddhist, Professor Durkheim.
एक प्रोफेसर है प्रभुपाद जी के आगे
And I'm in the middle,
और बीच में
translating.
जो ट्रांसलेटर।
Can you recognize me?
क्या आप मुझे वहाँ पे पहचान सकता है?
Yes, you can see that's me.
नहीं वो
That, you can see that?
क्या आप देख सकते हैं?
It was a long time ago.
बहुत पहले की बात है।
At that time,
उस समय
I was young,
तब मैं युवा था,
I was beautiful
मैं सुंदर था
and dumb.
और बुद्धू था।
And now I'm only dumb.
अभी मैं सिर्फ बुद्धू हूँ।
So, let me show you another picture. When Prabhupada came to France,
जब प्रभुपाद जी फ्रांस आए
they have a very beautiful castle in France. They have a very beautiful castle.
वहाँ पे बहुत अच्छे अच्छे दुर्ग थे फ्रांस के।
And so Prabhupada,
तो प्रभुपाद जी
he had initiations in the garden.
तो उन्होंने दीक्षा प्रणाली शुरू की
And 250 devotees were initiated.
और 250 भक्तों को दीक्षा प्राप्त हुआ था
And we carried him
और हमने उनको उठा के लेकर गए थे
on a palanquin.
और एक पालकी में।
Normally the sticks go like this. In this case, they went to the side. You see
तो
this?
ये पालकी का आप देख सकते हैं
See, this is the sticks here. You see that?
आप देख सकते हैं पीछे पीछे हम लोग उठा के लेकर
And
जाते हैं।
here is an Indian boy carrying,
यहाँ पे एक भारतीय भक्त है
and this is myself.
और ये मैं हूँ
Very young in Krishna consciousness.
जब मैं कृष्ण भावना को युवा
And now, you see some other pictures. Durkheim, East Berlin, Emmanuel. Where is that picture? Emmanuel. Aha. Sorry. No, wrong picture. There's a problem here.
Instead of looking from here also you can see.
Can I see? In fact, can I see the pictures like this? I can choose.
Yeah, instead.
Ah, that's the one. That's the one. So you see, there's Prabhupada.
यहाँ प्रभुपाद जी है
This is Chakravarti. He was our vice president.
हमारे वाइस प्रेसिडेंट थे तब से
And he is Hansa Dutra. He was GBC.
ये जीबीसी है हम शुरू से
And this is Pater Emmanuel. Father Emmanuel.
फादर इमैनुअल
Yes. It's a name. He's a monk.
ये एक साधु है वहाँ पे।
Right. Just like, who is Father Alfonso? You all know Father Alfonso?
आप फादर अल्फांसो को जानते हैं कौन जानता है
He's a famous Jesuit who invented the Alfonso mango
जिन्होंने अल्फांसो मैंगो को प्रकट किया था आप
by crossbreeding.
क्रॉस ब्रीड कर
Huh? Do you understand? So he was quite an amazing person. Prabhupada saw, you can see this here, that he had beads in his hands.
देख सकते हैं इनके हाथों में बीड है
And he chanted always while he talked with Prabhupada. He was chanting
और वो हमेशा जप करते हैं
on his beads while he was talking
अपने
to Prabhupada.
जपमाला में जप किया करते हैं
And Prabhupada noticed while he was, it always went back, he was always chanting. He said, now what are you chanting there?
तो वो प्रभुपाद जी कहते थे वो हमेशा जप करते रहते
And then he said, I chant prayer.
मैं कुछ नाम जप करता हूँ मैं कुछ प्रेयर करता हूँ
Prayer is very simple, just a couple of words. Jesus, have mercy on me. Jesus,
हाँ
have mercy, kripa on me.
हाँ ये जीसस मुझ पर कृपा करे
Yeah, give me kripa, right?
कृपा करे
That was his prayer. My Prabhupada said, how often do we pray that?
तो आप कितना बार इसका नाम मतलब प्रेयर करते हैं
He said, most of the day.
मैं पूरा दिन ही करीब करीब करता हूँ
How many percent of the day?
बोले कितना प्रतिशत दिन में
He said, 80-90%.
बोले 80-90
So
प्रतिशत
Prabhupada was very impressed
प्रभुपाद जी बहुत खुश हुए उनसे
because you have to be very strong to be able to do that.
प्रभुपाद जी प्रभावित हुए क्योंकि वो बहुत ये इसको करने के लिए बहुत दृढ़ता चाहिए
We all know Kirtaniya Sadahari.
जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कीर्तनीय सदाहरि
The holy name of God should be chanted all the time,
कि भगवान का नाम हर समय लेना चाहिए
but it's difficult.
लेकिन बहुत कठिन है
So this particular group of Christians, they're very, extremely strong people.
तो इस तरह के जो क्रिश्चियन हैं
Most of them, they live on a peninsula. You know peninsula? Peninsula.
तो तो पेनिनसुला में रहते हैं।
Peninsula is a piece of land that goes into the sea. There's sea here, sea here, sea here. It's connected to the land.
तो ये इसको पेनिनसुला कहते हैं, जो एक लैंड चारों तरफ समुद्र से भरा मतलब पूरी है, लेकिन उसका कनेक्शन पृथ्वी से।
Yeah, you understand.
आप समझ सकते हैं।
And so, this is a famous place in Greece.
और बीच में एक बहुत फेमस जगह है।
There are 28 monasteries on this place
और 28 मॉनेस्ट्री वहाँ पे थे
and no women.
और कोई माताएं नहीं।
You cannot even, except in thousands of years, no woman has visited. They do not allow.
और हालांकि इतना ही क्या, कोई माता जी वहाँ अलाउ भी नहीं थी।
And so, the 38 monasteries, they live very strict, very strict.
और वो बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट वहाँ रहते हैं।
Only cold water in winter,
सिर्फ ठंडा पानी वहाँ मिलेगा
and food is very sparse.
और खाना बहुत ही कम है।
Nobody has a brahmachari belly.
कोई किसी का ब्रह्मचारी की तरह मोटा मोटा पेट नहीं है।
They're very, very tough people.
बहुत ही कठिनता से वो चीजें थी वहाँ पे।
And they invited me, why don't you come and participate?
तो उनको पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए कहा हमने।
I said, that's a little bit too much for me.
तो उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे बहुत हो जाएगा।
So they're very strong people. I mean, they don't take, they say openly, we take only strong people. If you're in doubt, don't even come.
तो वहाँ पे सिर्फ शक्तिशाली भक्तों को ही लिया जाता है।
And so, 3 years you have to be there as a monk and they will check you, they will test you. Testing for 3 years.
वहाँ पे 3 साल के लिए परीक्षा ली जाती है।
And then after that, when everybody understands you, he said, all right, they vote, shall he stay or not? So they vote.
तो उसके बाद उनके लिए वोट किया जाता है कि ये रह सकते हैं कि नहीं।
This is one very, I'm telling you this because it's interesting how Prabhupada would react to this man.
और प्रभुपाद जी कैसे रिएक्ट करते हैं, मैं यूं सब बता इसलिए रहा हूँ।
They are 1,900-year-old sect.
ये 1900 साल पुराना संप्रदाय।
And they live all in the deserts. Desert, high mountain places.
और ये बहुत ही जैसे पर्वतों के ऊपर रेगिस्तान इत्यादि में रहा करते हैं।
Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures, but I mean, just like if there's a rock on top of it, there's this monastery. It looks like Tibetan monasteries.
ये ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि एक पर्वत है, पर्वत के ऊपर एक मोनेस्ट्री या एक किला है। ये लोग काफी कठिनाई से रहते हैं, जैसे आप तिब्बत में देख सकते हैं।
And so their leader,
तो जो उनका लीडर रहा,
a great saint,
वो एक बड़े संत होते हैं।
he was asked, what is the realization of chanting the name of Jesus? They think Jesus is God. What is the realization?
तो उनको पूछा गया कि असल में साक्षात्कार क्या है, कि आप क्या समझ पाए इतना नाम जप करके या प्रेयर करके।
And he says the name and Jesus is the same.
तो जीसस का नाम और जीसस समान है।
So they're like brothers to us, very close.
जैसे वो हमारे तरह ही है।
Very austere. I don't think any one of us can live so austere as these people do.
मैं यहाँ ये भी समझता हूँ कि ये बहुत ही कठिन है हम उसी तरह तपस्या कर सकें।
And they start up in the morning by 3 o'clock, that we can do.
3 बजे वो उठ जाते हैं।
And they end at 10 o'clock in the evening.
और 10 बजे रात तक सेवा किए जाते हैं।
But their biggest piece of the day is 6 hours of kirtan.
और 6 घंटे का वो सबसे लंबा कीर्तन करते हैं।
Every single day.
हर दिन।
Every single day.
हर दिन वो ऐसा कार्य करते
हैं। From 4 o'clock in the afternoon up to 10. From 4 in the afternoon up to 10.
4 बजे शाम से दोपहर से 10 बजे रात तक।
And the main 2 things are the most important.
वो बहुत 2 चीज को बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मानते हैं।
One thing is, he said, you have to be 100% obedient to the temple president, to the abbot.
तो एक पहला है कि वो 100% आपको जो वहाँ का अध्यक्ष है उसको मानना पड़ेगा।
That's the number one thing. You have to be obedient.
और पहला चीज है ओबीडिएंट रहना टेंपल प्रेसिडेंट।
And the other thing is, you have to be humble.
और दूसरा चीज है आपको बहुत ही विनम्र रहना।
So if you're not humble, you will not be able to stay there.
और विनम्र नहीं रहोगे तो आप वहाँ नहीं रह सकते।
They say you will leave automatically.
और आप वहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिक छोड़ दोगे।
So they have some very strong principles.
तो कुछ सिद्धांत हैं उनके,
And Prabhupada understood this immediately.
प्रभुपाद जी उनको तभी तत्क्षणात समझ गए।
So Prabhupada, he said, so you're chanting this prayer. He said, you say Christos. Christos is very close to Krishna.
उन्होंने कहा क्रिस्टोस बहुत ही कृष्ण से निकट है।
One is a father and one is a son.
एक पिता है, एक पुत्र है।
And you can even say in Sanskrit, he had some word, Krishna, forgot what it was, the anointed one, Christo, Christo.
तो संस्कृत में ये क्रिस्टो शब्द भी आ सकता है।
So Prabhupada knew that he could not change him into a Hare Krishna devotee.
तो प्रभुपाद जी समझ गए इनको तो हरे कृष्णा में हम बदल नहीं सकते हैं।
The man was practicing already since 30 years. The man was already practicing for 40 years.
ये जो व्यक्ति 40 साल से ये से सेवा कर रहे थे, साधना कर रहे थे।
So Prabhupada encouraged him. He said, you should just go on doing this. You should just go on doing this.
तो प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा कि आप ऐसा ही इसको कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
It is very nice.
ये अच्छी बात है।
And then he asked him, are you vegetarian?
क्या आप वेजिटेरियन हो?
And he said, yes, yes, I'm.
शाकाहारी।
He said, yes, I'm a vegetarian.
तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ हम शाकाहारी हैं।
So Prabhupada was very pleased because he could see that this man was sincere.
तो प्रभुपाद जी बहुत संतुष्ट थे कि ये व्यक्ति बहुत ही सिंसियर था।
And Prabhupada treated him like a father. Prabhupada treated him like a father.
तो प्रभुपाद जी ने उनको उनके पिता समान उनसे व्यवहार किया।
It was very sweet. In the next couple of days, he would walk with his monk all over in morning walks. He talked to him all the time.
तो प्रभुपाद जी उसके साथ कुछ दिनों तक वहीं पे उनको अपना संग दिया।
And even 1 year ago, I met him. He died just last winter. And I asked him, well, after so many years, 45 years, what is your impression of the Hare Krishna movement? What is your impression of the Hare Krishna movement? I
तो
asked
आप
him.
क्या सोचते हो हरे कृष्ण मूवमेंट के बारे में?
Yes? Yes. And he said, I thought about Hare Krishna movement a lot.
तो मैंने हरे कृष्ण मूवमेंट के बारे में बहुत सोचा।
And he said, there are many pious people in this movement.
और बहुत अच्छे पायस लोग हैं।
And therefore it will flourish.
तब ये और आगे बढ़ेगा।
It will increase. It will
और
increase.
आगे बढ़ेगा।
So he understood that when it says piety, it will increase.
तो जहाँ पे पवित्रता रहेगी या शुद्ध रहेगी वहाँ पे आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Like one time the devotees had no money in Mayapur.
एक बार की घटना है, मायापुर में पैसा नहीं था।
And Prabhupada was living in a straw hut.
और प्रभुपाद जी एक कूड़े घर में रहते थे।
And he was talking about building a huge temple, the Vedic temple.
प्रभुपाद जी एक बहुत ही भव्यशाली मंदिर के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, वैदिक मंदिर के बारे में।
And the devotee said, Prabhupada, we have hardly money to pay for a kitchen.
तो प्रभुपाद जी को भक्तों ने कहा, प्रभुपाद जी हमारे खिचड़ी खाने का भी कहाँ पैसा है?
And Prabhupada said, money is not a problem.
तो प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा धन कोई प्रॉब्लम वाली बात नहीं।
They asked him, how? We have hardly money to live.
तो हमारे पास तो पैसा भी नहीं है रहने के लिए।
He said, if you make a good plan, Krishna will help you.
अगर आप सही से रहोगे तो कृष्ण आपको सहयोग करेगा।
The devotee said, how?
कैसे?
And Prabhupada said, our Madhava, they have Radha Madhava deity,
तो ये जो राधा माधव जी हैं,
small, Radha
तो
Madhava.
छोटे थे राधा माधव।
Our Madhava, he is the husband of the goddess of fortune.
तो ये पति हैं लक्ष्मी जी के।
Whatever money you need, she will give you.
और जितना पैसा चाहिए ये दे देंगे आपको।
You just have to please Lakshmi and you get all the money you want.
तो
Or you have to please Madhava and Lakshmi will give you all the money you want.
तो आपको माधव और लक्ष्मी जी को संतुष्ट करना पड़ेगा, पूरा धन आ जाएगा।
This is how Prabhupada worked.
इसी तरह से प्रभुपाद जी कार्यकलाप करते थे।
So in the same way, Prabhupada encouraged us
इस प्रकार प्रभुपाद जी ने हमको प्रोत्साहन किया
to just worship Krishna. Worship Krishna,
कैसे
puja,
कृष्ण का पूजा किया जाए।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
कृष्ण हरे
And everything will come.
और सब कुछ प्रकट हो जाएगा।
Again, same problem. You need to buy a new All right. So,
तो
this is crazy.
sound
I can't work like this, you know. Not possible to give. Here you see morning walk, Prabhupada on a morning walk.
तो ये मॉर्निंग वॉक की बात है पढ़ लो ये प्रभुपाद जी है
These are all the German devotees.
ये सब भक्तजन है
This is Bhakti Bhushana Swami. This is Bhakti Bhushana Swami.
चंद्रमौली स्वामी
And Hansaduta, this
राम सदूत
GBC, and right beside him,
जेबीसी
who's that?
और
Huh?
मैं स्वयं वहाँ पे प्रभु जी
Prithudas.
पिटू दास
So, let me see. Now we have the same drama, Prabhu. How do I get a different photo? Here also,
यहाँ भी देख सकते हैं
Prabhupada explains something,
प्रभुपाद जी समझा रहे हैं
and I happen to be behind him.
और मैं यहाँ ये निकट हूँ
And
और
where do I find all the pictures?
वहाँ से बताते हैं हमारे पिक्चर
Okay. I wanted to go back to this one picture because it is very significant. You know, this doesn't work. You know, now it gives me another picture that I don't want. How is it that I can't find? Okay, let me try this. Okay, now watch it. If I go here, the same picture comes up. Always the same picture. What? How do I stop this picture?
Escape button. This will.
Yeah, well, keep it. This keep.
No problem. Simple. The best way is
That's the one I want. France.
this
That one.
No,
That one. The blue one. The blue one.
this blue one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah.
That is already there.
Okay. When Prabhupada came to France,
जब प्रभुपाद जी फ्रांस आए
I don't know if I told you,
मैंने ये बताया नहीं था
he came from the airport very early in the morning
और एयरपोर्ट से प्रातः प्रातः आ गए थे
from New York.
न्यूयॉर्क से
Many flights from New York to Europe leave in the evening.
और बहुत सारे न्यूयॉर्क से फ्लाइट यूरोप के लिए शाम को छूटते थे
Because they land in Europe in the morning.
ताकि वो सुबह सुबह प्रातः में यूरोप में लैंड करें
Like most flights in India leave in the morning
और इंडिया में ज्यादातर फ्लाइट सुबह सुबह छोड़ते हैं
for Europe.
यूरोप के लिए
Because they land around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. It's a good time to arrive.
तो वहाँ पे जिस समय पहुँचते हैं, वो बड़ा अनुकूल रहता है
So Prabhupada was stayed overnight in this flight, and in the morning he was very tired. Immediately he took a bath, and immediately he gave lecture.
और प्रभुपाद जी बहुत ही थक रखे थे ये रात्रि का फ्लाइट था फिर वो स्नान किए और उसके बाद ही उन्होंने लेक्चर दिया
Prabhupada, when he arrived somewhere, would take his watch and immediately ask for the local time, and he adjusted his watch to local time, and he immediately switched to this local schedule.
और प्रभुपाद जी क्या करते थे जिस भी देश में गए उस देश का लोकल टाइम जो रहता था उस हिसाब से अपने घड़ी को एडजस्ट करके
Even if he slept only half an hour,
वो सिर्फ आधा घंटा ही सिर्फ सोते थे
he immediately adjusted to local time. That was his thing. None of his secretaries could keep up with this
और कोई भी सेक्रेटरी से पहले ही वो अपने को अपडेट कर लेते
because they lived, for them it was in the evening, for Prabhupada it was early in the morning.
क्यों प्रभुपाद जी के लिए वो अर्ली मॉर्निंग होता था
one of the main problems of secretaries, they couldn't adjust to Prabhupada's schedules. And
और सेक्रेटरी का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था कि वो प्रभुपाद जी के शेड्यूल के साथ मैच नहीं कर पाते थे।
therefore, that mostly they lasted only for 1 month.
और ज्यादा से ज्यादा सेक्रेटरी 1 महीना तक ही उनके साथ टिक पाते थे।
After 1 month, finished.
1 महीने के बाद खत्म।
They had to go in rehabilitation.
तो उनको फिर रिहैब के लिए भेजा जाता है। फिर चले आते हैं।
So Prabhupada arrived, he gave the lecture, and he was tired, and so the Vyasa-san was very big.
और उनका व्यासासन बहुत बड़ा था और वो बहुत थके हुए थे।
Did I tell you that story?
मैंने क्या कहानी बताया आपको?
So Prabhupada was sitting in one corner of this Vyasa-san.
प्रभुपाद जी एक कोने में बैठे थे व्यासासन के।
Vyasa-san was 2 meters long.
और जो व्यासासन था 2 मीटर लंबा था।
And he leaned on this pillow. There was a pillow there.
और एक तकिए पे उन्होंने हिल लिया।
And then as time went on, he put his legs, his back on the Vyasa-san, and then his legs, and he put his head on that pillow and was lecturing.
और लेक्चर देते देते प्रभुपाद जी इतने थक रहे थे, उन्होंने क्या किया, धीरे धीरे सर को अपना तकिए पे रखा, पाँव उठा लिया।
It was very funny to see Prabhupada lying on the Vyasa-san on his side towards us, having his head on this pillar and kept lecturing.
और वो इस स्थिति में भी सोते समान रहते हुए वो प्रवचन कर रहे थे।
And then after 10 minutes, all of a sudden Prabhupada fell asleep.
और 10 मिनट बाद प्रभुपाद जी सो गए।
And everybody went, "Psst, psst."
सब चुप हो गए।
Prabhupada is sleeping. Very quiet.
प्रभुपाद जी लेट गए।
So he slept for about 5 minutes.
उन्हें 5 मिनट के लिए विश्राम
He
लेटे।
got up and said, "So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita." And he
तो फिर
continued.
उठ के आकर बोले, "सो कृष्ण कहते हैं भगवद गीता।"
He continued. He was very natural.
ये बहुत ही स्वाभाविक था।
You know, he was just like, if he needed something, he did it, you know. And so, in the end of the lecture, he asked this question, "Do you have any questions?"
तो लेक्चर के बाद बहुत सारे प्रश्न पूछे गए।
And somebody said, "Yes, Srila Prabhupada, you said such and such." And Prabhupada, "Did I say that?" He said, "Yes, Prabhupada."
तो प्रभुपाद जी को कहा कि प्रभुपाद जी आपने ऐसा ऐसा कहा था। तो प्रभुपाद जी पूछते हैं क्या सच में ऐसा कहा था? बोला हाँ।
Prabhupada said, "Where did I say that?"
तो मैंने कब कहा ये?
In Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
वो लॉस एंजलिस की बात।
Who said that I said that?
बोला किसने कहा कि मैंने कहा?
He said, "We don't know."
हमें नहीं पता।
Then Prabhupada said, it was very funny. He said, "There are many Prabhupada said this and Prabhupada said that, but Prabhupada never said that."
तो बहुत बार ऐसा कहा, प्रभुपाद जी ने ये कहा, प्रभुपाद जी ने वो कहा, लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी ने ऐसा नहीं कहा।
Very funny, you know.
ये funny।
If you see this coming out of Prabhupada's mouth, he's sitting there and he talks to you like this. It's
और
very
प्रभुपाद
funny.
जी के मुख से खुद ही ऐसा प्रकट हो रहा है, तो बड़ा।
I remember that. And then there was an initiation in the afternoon in the Paris downtown in a very famous garden.
और दोपहर में दीक्षा हुआ पेरिस में।
Paris, yeah.
पेरिस में।
In front of the castle of the king.
और एक किले के बाहर।
It was called Les Tuileries in French. Les Tuileries.
लिटुलरी कहा जाता है फ्रांस के बाहर।
French place. Les Tuileries.
लिटुलरी।
And so Prabhupada sat down,
प्रभुपाद जी बैठे।
about 40 people to initiate.
40 फीट का स्पेस था।
And so then Prabhupada, after some time, he looked up
और प्रभुपाद जी थोड़ी देर बाद ऊपर देखे।
and he said, "I have to leave right now."
और मुझे अभी का भी यहाँ जाना है।
And devotee said, "Why, Srila Prabhupada? Why everybody is waiting?"
बोले क्यों प्रभुपाद, क्या हो गया?
Prabhupada said, "You will find out."
आपको पता चलेगा।
And hardly was Prabhupada in the car, huge thunderstorm and rain and wind, and the whole situation became impossible. Everybody was fleeing to get under a tree.
और जब भी वो गाड़ी में बैठ गए, तभी वहाँ पे भयंकर तूफान आया, सब कुछ अस्त व्यस्त हो गया।
How did Prabhupada know that?
तो प्रभुपाद जी कैसे पता था ये ऐसा होने वाला है?
None of us could understand it.
हमको खुद समझ आज तक समझ में नहीं है।
Super soul.
ये देखिए।
Super soul told me, "You better
ये
go.
परमात्मा
You better run, you know.
इसलिए भाग जाओ।
There's a big rain coming." And everybody
ठीक
was,
है, ना, ना।
I was so wet, my dhoti was clinching to the legs.
तो इतना बारिश हुआ, मेरा धोती मतलब छू गया मेरे जिस्म को।
Everybody was completely wet. The
सब पूरे
dhoti,
भीग गए, पूरा।
kurta, chadar, shoes, everything completely
सब
wet.
कुछ कुर्ता, चादर, जूते सब भीग गए।
Except Srila Prabhupada.
सिर्फ प्रभुपाद जी को छोड़ दिया।
Krishna saved him.
और कृष्ण ने उनको
It was
बचाया।
unusual from one moment to another, the weather got bad.
और एक क्षण में सब कुछ बदल गया।
Even the weather report says you will have wonderful weather all day.
जबकि पूरा अच्छा एक तरह से वेदर था।
But Krishna can do everything.
और कृष्ण कुछ भी कर सकते हैं।
If Krishna wants there's rain, then there's rain.
तो जब कृष्ण चाहे बारिश तो बारिश हो जाए।
And when Krishna wants that there's corona, then there will be corona.
जब कोरोना चाहते कृष्ण तो कोरोना हो
And
जाए।
when Krishna wants the end of corona, there will be the end of
और
corona.
जब कृष्ण चाहेंगे कोरोना खत्म हो जाए कोरोना खत्म हो जाए।
And if Krishna wants you to die, you will die.
और कृष्ण चाहे अगर कि आपका मृत्यु है तो
And if Krishna doesn't want you to die, you will not die.
और कृष्ण न चाहे अगर आप मरना तो आप नहीं मर सकते।
Did I tell you the story how somebody tried to kill me?
और मैंने क्या आपको कहानी बताया था कि एक बार कोई व्यक्ति मुझे मारने वाला था।
I tell you the story.
तो मैं आपको बताता हूँ।
Very powerful story. There was a
बहुत ही
boy.
शक्तिशाली कहानी है।
There was a boy who joined us. He was Protestant boy. He joined us,
और एक प्रोटेस्टेंट लड़का उसने ज्वाइन किया था
but he left.
और जो उसने लेके छोड़ दिया।
But he was thinking about going to the back to the temple. We met him in street, and he said, "I'm thinking about coming back to the temple."
तो हम जब उसको रास्ते में मिले तो वो बोलता है कि हाँ मुझे फिर से मंदिर आने का मन है।
So one day the priest called, Catholic priest.
एक दिन कैथोलिक प्रीस्ट ने बुलाया।
He said, "You have to come. This boy James is there with his uncle,
तो ये जो जेम्स है अपने अंकल के साथ रहता है
and the uncle wants to talk to you."
और इसके अंकल आपसे बात करना चाहते हैं।
I said, I'm not going to talk to uncles.
तो मैं ये अंकल से बात नहीं
He said, you must come. The man is very powerful.
करता। आप आइए, ये जो अंकल है बहुत शक्तिशाली है।
So I came into the room, and there was a big man sitting there. And he said, "I just want you to tell James to go back to his mother and to never come back to the Hare Krishna temple."
तो उसने देख कर अंदर गया तो उसने कहा मैं चाहता हूँ, उसने अंकल ने कहा कि आप जेम्स को बोले अपने माँ के पास चले आए और कभी हरे कृष्णा मंदिर ना आए।
I said, "James, how old are you?"
मैंने पूछा जेम्स कितने उम्र का है?
He said, "I'm 26."
मैं 26 साल का हूँ
I
जेम्स।
said, 26? He's not a child. I said, he
मैंने
must
26 साल, एक बालक नहीं है ये।
he must decide by himself.
इसको खुद का डिसीजन खुद लेना चाहिए।
Oh, he started screaming. He said, "No, you have some power over him. You must tell him."
बोला हाँ आप बहुत शक्तिशाली, आपको बोलना पड़ेगा।
I said, "I'm not going to tell him that.
तो मैं ये नहीं कह सकता प्रभु जी ने
It
कहा।
would be unethical."
तो ये अनएथिकल होगा।
Even Chanakya Pandit said, when somebody goes 18, 20, he should be given freedom.
और चाणक्य पंडित भी कहते हैं जब 18-20 का कोई हो जाए तो उसे फ्रीडम देना चाहिए।
He said, "No, you tell him. I count up to 3. You better tell him."
मैं 3 तक गिनूंगा, आप बताओ उनको बोलो।
Screaming at me. Screaming.
और बहुत जोर से चिल्ला के बोल रहा था।
I said, "Are you threatening me?"
तो प्रभु जी ने पूछा क्या आप मुझे डरा रहे हो?
I said, "Yes,
बोला हाँ
I'm threatening.
मैं आपको
And I
डरा-
count up to 3, and you better say it."
और मैं 3 तक गिन रहा हूँ, आप बोल दो।
1, 2, 3, say it.
बोला 1 2 3 बोलो।
And I said, "Over my dead body. Over my dead body."
बोले मेरे मृत शरीर पे।
It would be unethical.
ये अनएथिकल है।
You understood? And he said, "You pass your own sentence. You pass your own sentence." And he ran out of the door. You pass your own sentence, like in judge gives him.
मतलब आप अपना ये वाक्य को रखिए।
Yes? And he ran out. And the priest said to me, "My God, you don't know who that was." I said, "Yes, I don't know."
मतलब तो प्रीस्ट ने कहा वो पता था वो कौन है? तो मैंने कहा नहीं मुझे नहीं पता।
The priest said, "This is the most powerful man in Ireland.
ये आयरलैंड का सबसे शक्तिशाली व्यक्ति।
He has an underground terrorist army,
तो इसका अंडरग्राउंड टेररिस्ट का आर्मी है।
60,000 men armed with machine pistols, machine guns, bazookas, bombs." He said, "You're finished. Run for your life."
60,000 लोग हैं इनके अंडर में जिनके पास बॉम्ब गोला बारूद सब कुछ है।
He said, "Don't go to the temple. Immediately go to the airport."
तो आप क्या आप मंदिर में जाकर एयरपोर्ट चले आओ।
Immediately fly to, not to, you can't fly to, don't fly to Germany, don't fly to America, don't fly to France, anywhere in Europe. You have to fly somewhere else.
बोलते ये यूरोप मत जाओ, जर्मनी मत जाओ, अमेरिका मत जाओ, कहीं और उड़ जाओ।
They fly to China or fly to, what is this place, Uganda.
आप उगांडा चले आओ।
Immediately destroy your passport.
आपका पासपोर्ट दे दो डिस्प्ले हो
Once you reach there, buy a new
आप
passport.
उगांडा पहुंच के अपना पासपोर्ट
Buy a new passport.
और नया पासपोर्ट बनाओ
Take a new identity.
और नया आइडेंटिटी बनाओ
Never communicate with ISKCON or your wife or children,
और कभी भी आप अपने बच्चों के साथ और अपनी पत्नी के साथ
because
संपर्क न बनाएं
he will be after you wherever you go,
ये आपके पीछे पड़ जाएगा
because you offended him.
क्योंकि आपने उनको अपराध कर दिया उनके साथ।
One who offends may never survive.
और जो इसके साथ मतलब अपराध करता है उसको मार डालते हैं
So better run.
तो बाप आओ
I said, no.
मैंने कहा नहीं
He said, I'm preaching in this country since 12 years.
तो मैं 12 साल से यहाँ प्रचार कर रहा हूँ
This is my seva.
ये मेरे सेवा है
I'm not going to leave.
और मैं नहीं छोड़ने जाना
He said, are you crazy? We'll kill you.
ये आप पागल हो आपको मार डालेगा आपको
And then Krishna gave me the right idea. I said, well, it is not in his power.
कृष्णा ने मुझे अच्छा आइडिया दिया ठीक आइडिया दिया कि ये इसके शक्ति में थोड़े ना
Priest said, then?
फिर कृष्ण बोला क्या
I said, if Krishna wants me to die tomorrow, he will kill me.
और कृष्णा अगर चाहे मुझे कल मरना तो मैं संग संग मर जाऊंगा
Or I have a car accident and I will die.
मैं कार एक्सीडेंट में मर सकता हूँ
Or I fall from the tree with a heart attack and I will be died.
हो सकता है मैं हार्ट अटैक हो जाए मैं मर जाऊँ
And Krishna doesn't want me to die. There's nothing this man can do.
और कृष्णा अगर नहीं चाहते मैं मरूं तो ये कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता
Right? That is what is this Mara Krishna Rakeke, this one.
तो इस रागे बोरी मारे बोरी
Right? That's our philosophy.
तो ये सिद्धांत है
So the priest said, how can you have so much faith in God?
कृष्ण वो प्रीस्ट कहते हैं आपके पास इतना फेथ कैसे है भगवान पर
I said, Father, we're supposed to have faith in God, isn't it?
तो वो मैंने कहा फादर हमें श्रद्धा तो होनी चाहिए भगवान पर
And I said to him, and you will run, you would run. You would run.
तो वो भागेगा
He said, yes, I would run.
तो मैं भागूंगा
So I went to the temple.
तो मैं मंदिर के पहुंचा
And about 2 hours later, the priest was on the phone.
2 घंटे बाद प्रीस्ट ने फोन किया
He said, oh, Pruthu, did you hear the news?
आपने न्यूज़ सुना क्या
He said, no.
नहीं
The man went to his car,
मैं वो आदमी कार तक गया
he turned the key,
जब ये दरवाजा में घुमाया
1-ton bomb took him away.
एक बॉम्ब आया मतलब बॉम्ब फट गया
Srila Prabhupada ki.
भगवान ये
Krishna can do anything.
आप ये देख सकते हैं भगवान
Krishna can do anything.
कृष्णा कुछ भी कर सकते हैं
You see, actually,
असल में
his time was up.
तो उसका समय हो गया था
And I was just the last, they say, the last straw that breaks the camel's back.
तो असल में मैं था वो आखिरी कड़ी जिससे उसका सामना करना पड़ा जिससे कि उसकी मृत्यु हो गई
Krishna made it look to me as if I was saved by Krishna.
कृष्णा ऐसा लगा कि कृष्णा ने मेरी रक्षा की है
But actually, Krishna did both at the same time. He wanted to kill him anyway.
तो असल में वो असुर का वध करना चाहते थे तो ये
So he put me with his man together
तो हम दोनों को साथ में लाए
to create a situation that he had to kill him on the spot.
तो उसको संग संग मार डाला
So in the same way, I can tell you, if you stick with Krishna, Krishna will protect you.
और अगर आप कृष्ण के साथ हमेशा रहेंगे तो कृष्ण आपकी रक्षा करेंगे
This was one of the most dangerous situations I encountered in my life.
तो ये सबसे भयंकर स्थिति था मेरे जीवन में
And always,
और हमेशा
Krishna protected.
और कृष्ण हमारी रक्षा करेंगे
One time I was walking, this is another story.
और एक कहानी है एक बार मैं चल रहा था
I was walking, Florida is full of crocodiles. Crocodiles.
और वहाँ पे फ्लोरिडा में जा रहा था एक जगह पे वहाँ पे मैं जब चल रहा था तो पूरे मगरमच्छ वहाँ पे थे
Millions and millions of crocodiles, alligators
लाखों लाखों करोड़ों
in
क्रोकोडाइल
Florida. They can't stop it.
उसका रोक नहीं सकते
One politician said we should drop a nuclear bomb on it.
तो वो पॉलिटिशियन लोग कहते हैं अब न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब डाल दो
You know. So I was walking around a lake and there was a little path for walking.
और मैं जब लेक के साइड से चल रहा था थोड़ा सा जगह पे चलने का
And here was a highway with cars.
तो ये जब लोग यानी मगरमच्छ आगे पीछे ऐसे वहाँ कर
So many cars running and coming. And going.
कार चल रहे थे कार चल रहे थे।
So I went to this lake, I looked a little closer and all of a sudden, wow, this guy came out like this crocodile. It was from here to the end of the cane.
लोहे का डंडा भी।
Here. Up to the end of this piece of canvas, up to this big, at least 6 meters.
तो 6 मीटर लंबा वो मगरमच्छ था, उसने मुंह खोला, हाँ,
This fat.
वो उतना मोटा।
And he was running after me. And they are very fast. You cannot outrun a crocodile. It's impossible.
और आप क्रोकोडाइल या मगरमच्छ से बच नहीं सकते, वो आपसे तेज भागते हैं।
Unless you go and then like this, because crocodile can only see in one direction.
और अगर आप टेढ़े मेढ़े भाग रहे हो तो अलग बात है, सीधा तो आप।
But when you're panicking, how can you walk like that or like this?
तो आप तो तब कष्ट में हो, तो आपको तो मन ही नहीं चलेगा आप कैसे
So
भागें।
I ran over the street.
और एक
And
व्यक्ति
the car came.
रास्ते
Car
में
came.
कार आया
And the man had to go on his brakes.
और उसको ब्रेक लगाना पड़ा,
His car went like this.
तो वो आगे आ गया
And it just touched me here in my shirt. There was
और उसने मेरे कपड़े को ऐसे छुआ
a rip here. The coat I ripped
और फट गया मेरा कपड़ा
because it was stuck in the car.
और वो कार में लग गया था।
And there was another car coming from the other side. And just before it, I
और
went.
अगर और एक कार आ गया उसके पहले,
So there was just a very small window where I could go and not go.
और एक छोटा सा जगह था, मैं जा सकता था नहीं जा सकता।
The man came out
तो आदमी बाहर आया
and he said, "Boy, you're very lucky."
और बेटा तुम बहुत लकी हो।
He said, 1/10 of a second I would have come earlier, 1/10 of a second I would come later, you would not have survived.
और अगर मैं 1 सेकंड पहले या 1/10 ऑफ ए सेकंड आगे आता या पीछे आता तो आप बचते नहीं।
I got across the road.
तो मैं रोड के पास आया
The crocodile got hit
और मैं क्रोकोडाइल को मारा
and immediately went back into the water.
और तभी आप पीछे आए।
You see how Krishna can do things like
ये
that.
सब कैसे संभव हुआ?
It's amazing. My time was not up yet,
तो मेरा तब समय नहीं हुआ था,
so Krishna survived,
तो कृष्ण ने रक्षा
helped me survive.
और कृष्ण मुझे रक्षा करके
So
मैं कर बचा।
I think we have to stop for today. Unfortunately, this did not work at all. I have to have this proper kind of connection.
तो ये आज यहीं पे समाप्त करते हैं, कल इसको ठीक से करके मैं और एक लेक्चर देना चाहता हूँ।
We're having the same problem wherever I go. Same problem in Juhu, same problem on the Juhu farm, same problem here. Anyway, thank you very much.
धन्यवाद आप सबको।
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's a pity,
Sorry, maybe we can compile, if you ask him, we can compile all those photos into the PPT and sequentially you can show the.
Yes.
That will be much better rather than opening the each
Yes.
photos.
In-
PPT it is easier to open. And
DVD.
PPT, PowerPoint.
PowerPoint presentation, PPT presentation,
Yes, like Microsoft
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, yeah.
Yeah, he was saying we can arrange photos on that PPT, so then it will become very easy to open.
You have to do.
Yeah, and you can give me this photos.